Societies can waste human life in a lot of different ways. Some are really obvious, even violent. But what if the most common, maybe the most invisible way, is just the simple, constant wasting of our time? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into. So think about your day for a second. I'm not talking about the big, scheduled events. I mean the small moments, the little bits and pieces of your life that just seem to disappear. We're talking about the time that's taken from you, often without you even really noticing, in the most ordinary places imaginable.
Maybe it's a queue that isn't really a queue at all. The kind, just a chaotic bunch of people where the rules are kind of suggestions, and you just stand there as the minutes of your life tick away.
Or how about the classic 10 a.m. meeting that actually kicks off at, say, 10:17? It feels like a small thing, right? But that's a little accepted theft of time that gets multiplied by every single person sitting in that room. And then there are the real monsters, those bureaucratic processes. Trying to get a permit or resolve a complaint, processes that honestly feel like they're designed to stretch on forever, eating up not just your hours, but entire days of your life.
So, what if all these little delays aren't just minor annoyances? What if, when you add them all up, they become something much, much bigger? See, this isn't really a conversation about efficiency. The argument we're exploring here is that this is a deeply moral issue.
And this gets us to the core idea, time as a moral resource. It's a simple but really powerful way of looking at it. Time isn't just the clock on the wall. It's the very fabric of our lives. It's the finite, totally irreplaceable stuff our existence is made of.
Think about what's really being communicated when your time is wasted. It's so much more than an inconvenience. When a system, or an organization, or even another person treats your time casually, the hidden message is loud and clear. Your hours don't matter. They're expendable. It's a quiet but really profound kind of disrespect.
So what's the real-world cost of this casual disrespect? What actually happens to us and to our society when waiting around and chronic delays just become the norm? Well, the consequences are a lot more serious than you might think. Because this is what's truly being stolen in those wasted moments. It's not just empty time. It's the time you could have been with your family, the time you needed to just rest and recover. It's the moments of learning or creativity that just never happen. It's a silent drain on the very things that make life meaningful. This constant theft of time creates a condition that some call time poverty. It's that nagging feeling of always being behind, always rushing, always playing catch up. And the important thing is, it's not a personal failing. It's a state of being that's created by systems that constantly chip away at your time, leaving you with too little to actually manage your own life.
And when a whole society becomes time poor, you start to see the symptoms. People get more irritable, more impatient. They start cutting corners, breaking rules, basically trying to steal back the time that was stolen from them. And this just creates a vicious cycle where inefficiency leads to indiscipline, which then makes everything even more inefficient.
Now, it's really easy to just blame this on the culture, right? To say people just need to be more disciplined. But what if we have the cause and effect totally backwards? What if the problem isn't with the people, but with the broken system they're forced to deal with every day?
This quote just reframes the entire problem. Think about that person who cuts in line, or the driver who's weaving recklessly through traffic. Is that really cultural impatience? Or is it a symptom of a deep structural exhaustion? Maybe it's a completely rational response to constantly having to fight a system that doesn't respect you or your time. And let's be honest, the system often leads by example, in the worst way. When courts can delay a case for years, when government offices make you come back over and over again to the same piece of paper, when timelines for basic services just change with no explanation or apology, that sets the tone for the whole society.
So this is the crucial point. You can't fix this problem with posters telling people to be on time. You can't fix it with moral lectures. A culture of punctuality and respect for time can only be built when the most powerful institutions, the government, the courts, public services, start modeling that behavior themselves. They have to go first. Okay, so if slogans and posters don't work, what does? Well, the good news is this isn't an unsolvable problem. Other societies have tackled this and have actually succeeded in building a culture that respects time. Let's look at a couple of examples. In Japan, for instance, the change was led by the state making public transport obsessively punctual. A train being even a minute late would trigger a public apology. That framed timeliness not as an obsession, but as a basic form of decency. Meanwhile, in Germany, the systems are all about predictability and discipline. The whole ethic is that when you waste someone's time, you are literally wasting a piece of their life.
In both cases, you see, the change was institutional, not just inspirational. So, what are the practical things that can be done? Well, the focus has to be on systemic changes. Mandate that public services must run on time. Implement transparent queuing and waiting systems so people know exactly how long they have to wait. And this is a big one. Start penalizing the institutions that waste the public's time, not just the citizens who are late.
And let's be really clear about what won't work. More posters, more lectures, and absolutely not continuing to expect regular people to just absorb the cost of a failing system. The burden for change has to be placed on the institutions with the power to actually fix the system.
This all brings us to the final, and really the most important point. Reclaiming our time isn't just about making things run more smoothly or boosting the economy. No, it's about something much more fundamental. This is the absolute heart of the argument. Treating time with respect is a moral imperative. Why? Because it's a direct way of acknowledging the value of a human life. This isn't just some technical fix or a logistical upgrade, it's a profound moral correction in how we value each other.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Time is the currency of existence. We're all given a finite amount of this currency to spend. It's what we use to purchase every single thing in our lives, every experience, every relationship, every single accomplishment.
And this is the deep, profound consequence. When a society lets time get squandered casually, constantly, it sends a relentless, unspoken message to its people. Your life, your brief and precious existence, is expendable. It slowly chips away at the core idea that every single person's life has value.
So we'll end on this question. If we truly accept that time is life, that they are one and the same, then how much of it are we, as individuals and as a society, willing to just watch get thrown away? It's a question we're thinking about long after you're done listening to this.